Right now, as you're watching this, the bombs over Iran have gone quiet for the very first time in 13 straight nights. But that silence is turning out to be even more terrifying for the regime than the bombing itself. As you know, ever since the June 17th Islamabad memorandum collapse, U.S. forces launched strikes on Iran for 13 consecutive nights, hitting command centers, missile and drone storage, coastal radar, and reinstating the naval blockade of Iranian ports to economically strangle them. Trump had been weighing something even bigger, something he described as potentially bigger than ever before, meeting with cabinet officials and repositioning Pentagon assets in the region. But by Friday evening, he pulled back. No strikes were ordered over the weekend, the first pause in the entire two-week sequence. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Mike Waltz said Trump is keeping all options on the table, and Iranian officials are genuinely divided internally, really not knowing what to do. Some looking to this supposed supreme leader for guidance, others pushing a completely different direction. It's the very kind of internal paralysis that we've seen from the regime from the very beginning, ever since the first strike back on February 28th that killed their Ayatollah Khamenei and their entire IRGC senior leadership. Ever since that day, the regime has been fractured, with various factions trying to gain the upper hand internally. Meanwhile, Iran's own army spokesperson confirmed its retaliatory strikes have indeed paused as well, the first time since the ceasefire initially broke down. And what that means is that we appear to be seeing a similar rationale for this pause as we saw with the previous ceasefire. So that ceasefire, if you remember, had two objectives: to calm the oil markets and bring prices at the pump down here at home, all the while restocking munitions and building up forces in the Gulf region abroad. So in effect, it was a deliberate calm before return to the storm. Did you know that U.S. life expectancy peaked at 78 years back in 2014? Scientists have discovered that kimchi actually slows the aging process of human cells. And now you can get all the benefits of kimchi in a simple capsule with Kimchi One. Give them a call right now at 888-597-0233. Remember, if you call them, you get 50% off plus free shipping. That's 888-597-0233. There's what Trump posted on Truth Social. So while talks were supposedly getting space to breathe, the president shared a series of AI-generated images, one showing U.S. fighter jets bombing Karg Island, right? That's Iran's ATM. It's their main oil export terminal that handles roughly 90% of its crude, and it's captioned, "Strike on Karg." Now, another AI-generated image shows Trump himself standing on an Iranian tanker with the American flag raised, an Iranian flag tossed aside, captioned, "That's our oil tanker now. I am the captain now," right? Now, don't dismiss this as simple trolling. These posts are psychological warfare in Trump style for sure, and they're absolutely deliberate, and Trump is telegraphing the next move before he makes it. Karg Island, Iran's economic ATM machine, is the target if talks collapse. At least that's what he's threatening. And every time Iran is forced to defend or replace lost capability at Karg, they bankrupt themselves a little bit more. It's the same strategy we've seen all along. Force Iran to bleed resources, defending the one asset that keeps their economy barely breathing, whether or not the U.S. ever actually sets foot on the island. We're bombarding them all the while we're economically choking them out, and that combination is simply unsustainable for the regime in the long run.